Peace and light, peace and light, peace and joy, peace and love, peace and harmony. Come on in, family. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in here, family. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Still rock. Still rocking. Still rocking. Still rocking. Come on in here, family. You are watching Magick Up TV. Here's where we talk about love, we talk about law, we talk about all things. There's nothing off the table, you understand. Here's where we say, life is easy. We make it hard. This is a place where we could talk about anything. And I think that, you know, because there's no blue book, right? The title of this is you have to be tapped in to get this one worked out, to get this situation that you're going through worked out. You really got to be tapped in. You can't work the problem out. And I think that if this knowledge was given to a lot of people much earlier on in life, right? And if it could be understood to a large degree, if it could truly be understood, what I'm about to share with you, I think a lot of people would live life less anxiety-filled and more by design, more by alignment, more in alignment, more in confidence of alignment. You ever notice the larger the problem, right? The larger the problem, the more intricate the solution. Okay? And oftentimes when we have a problem, right? Because things are based on perspective, right? Not everything that you believe to be a problem is a problem. Some of the things that you may perceive as a problem is truly just a ticket to a life-altering introduction to put you on a course that you yourself once desired and may have gotten off track, or you might have gotten too comfortable, or whatever the case may be, but that challenge was meant to offer you a better tomorrow as long as you were able to see through the problem or the consequence or the circumstance. If you knew that you could not work your problem out, you would stop. You would stop for just a moment with all the activity. Because it seems like whenever we start getting into this problematic circumstance, right, where we perceive to be a problem, we start filling our time with all of this activity, thinking that we can work our way through this problem. If I just do this, then this, and if I just do this and this. When all actuality, if you really think about it, the problem, or what was perceived to be this problem, showed up to really test how prepared you were to alter reality to get to the next stage of what you already asked for. This circumstance presents itself to see how prepared. Because if you're not prepared, there's no way you can work your way through that problem. If that problem has shown up in your life, let's make it plain. Okay, let's make it plain. Let's say that this issue of $2,000. You need $2,000 right now, right? So you need $2,000. Something happened in life, and now you need $2,000. It's just got to show up in the next few days, okay? If before today you were doing nothing with your life, all right? So if before today all you were involved in was an $8 an hour job, okay, and you needed $2,000 in 48 hours, there's no way that you can work your way out of that problem. You have to have already prepared yourself with some form of talent, a skill set, some form of life behavior, or the ability to answer someone's problem in order to make an exchange of grand value. You understand? Oftentimes, it's that talent. Oftentimes, it's what you have been preparing yourself for. And all you're really, the circumstances doing is showing you, if you just apply that in this moment, unequivocally, like if you just go all in with that particular thing, that thing may be the answer. However, you still can't work your way through it. You have to be in such alignment, or let me say it like this. I've noticed that those who are most in alignment, there's this thing that's called serendipity, okay? And I'm going to give you the example of it in just a second. There's this thing called serendipity, okay? And serendipity is the moment opportunity meets, or skill set, right? Skill set meets opportunity, or alignment meets opportunity. There's never a time where the opportunity arises and now you got to get ready for it. Those who receive the grandest of exchange has prepared themselves for this moment. Now, the going into the introduction of this moment will oftentimes seem like the valley of no return. Why? Because there is a shift taking place between the time of knowledge and the time of application, or the time of preparation and the time of opportunity. There's a gap there. There's a gap. And that gap is called desire. Why? Because we are free-willed, no matter what it is, no matter what the circumstance. There's so many windows of opportunity of making it to this place. It's your power to choose. We have the power of choice. We got the power of choice. So peace, Jose, I see you. King Amber, I see you. Peace, Brittany, I see you. Peace, Miko, I see you. Listen, the divine is in the building. Listen, the divine wants this message out right now, because we just came out of the full moon, right? And a lot of you feel like you can only do certain things under the full moon, right? Like things can't be worked out unless we get to the full moon. Or I got to have this in order to get to here. But if that's what you're focused on, then that's true. You can only when that happens. But if you allow yourself to be like water, right? So I said to myself, this circumstance that I'm in, I just don't have the wherewithal to work it out within myself. It's way too many moving parts. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to expose myself, right? So I put it like a fishing rod, like a fishing rod and a pier. Right? I'm going to expose myself. Here are my 8 rods. Here is the bait. This is what I'm good at, right? This is what I love. This is what I am. I'm going to just put those things into the universe, and I'm going to allow myself to be like water. Whatever comes, yes, I'm still going to utilize that intellectual opportunity of observation, right? However, let me see what allowing things to be will do for this circumstance. Now watch. My girls are a little rambunctious, okay? And I have been looking for a house. I gotta move, gotta go right now. I've been looking for a townhouse or a home. And I've been putting it out there. I've been contacting realtors. I've been doing this, doing that. Everybody's sending me these 3,000, 5,000, 6,000. Man, I'm a single father with 2 girls. I ain't looking for that. I'm trying to be in a nice neighborhood, but I ain't trying to kill myself to be there, right? Now, as serendipitous would have it, a recent breakup and someone who had witnessed the relationship saw me as a father, saw my character as a man, contacted me about an office, okay? An office that maybe I would be interested in. I say, and here's where you have to speak your desires, right? So things may happen. Here's the things that happened. I broke up, had to move. Now I got to find a place, got to find a house. I'm putting it out there. I'm not holding it back. I'm exposing my needs, right? I'm putting the rods out there. Where does the world want me to be? But I'm putting boundaries. These are places that I'm willing not to go, okay? Whatever comes my way, I'm going to say yes until that yes says no. All right? So this is magic. This is the highest form. This is how to transmute and receive based upon visualization and manifestation. I'm hoping you all are following. I get this text, hey, here's an office. I say, no, fuck the office. I need a house. I need a house. I need a house. She goes, well, wait a minute. I may just, let me see if the house is available. I get a text message back. The house, it's everything that I asked for. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. The girls can have their own room. This, that, and the third. I would have never been able to find that on my own. You understand? And right at the tail end, sometimes the blessing comes right at the tail end. You can't give up. You can't be so hard on yourself that you think you're running into the ground. You have to stand on business. No matter sunrise, no matter sunshine, no matter rain, no matter sleet, no matter snow, you got to know that you deserve everything you desire. You got to know that. You got to know it. The only way to know it is to really be in alignment. You got to have no cosmic debt. You got to be able to speak to those things that you've wronged, be accountable to them, apologize, even if the apology is not accepted. You know what I'm saying? Clean that shit up. Because that cosmic aura, that's what brings forth those manifestations. The brighter the aura, you understand, the beacon goes off. When that desire is there, that's a beacon. The beacon goes out. I need without you being in need. Don't be in need. Don't be in need. That sounds funny, doesn't it? How do you say that, Seven? How do you say not to be in need when I need this shit to be? I'm going to tell you why. If you're in alignment, then that means you understand that where you are is where you're supposed to be in the moment. You understand? Where you are, if you're in alignment, and it may be difficult, it may be, but the peace of things come from knowledge. Not faith, knowledge. See, we're lied to. That whole faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. If you can make one thing true and the other thing false, we got to throw the whole thing out. If we're talking about a belief system, you understand? Now, why do you say that, Seven? Because if faith is the evidence of something, then it had to have either happened or you had to have seen it somehow. There's no way for you to desire to be a doctor and didn't know that being a doctor exists. Even if being a doctor that you become is something that did not exist. The essence of it exists. We make things so difficult because of how we've been taught. I've always lived like that. People constantly tell me to stop putting my business online. Being online opens up the world to me, not the neighborhood, not the city, not the state, not the world. Absolutely. You don't need to be attached to the process of how things come to fruition. You only need to know your desires. Absolutely. You only need to know your desires will come to fruition. Absolutely. Listen, it's a crazy thing because when you get into the spiritual world, right? People will tell you, listen, there's going to come a time when the winds are blowing around you and you won't be bothered. And it sounds crazy because you're bothered, right? It's like, I don't get it. Like, how can my world be crashing in around me and I not be bothered? It's because if your world is crashing in around you, you've realized just like a mala, right? Just like a stone. See, the malas or the stones are not like regular jewelry. In regular jewelry, if your jewelry breaks, that's bad. Oh my God, my chain popped. I got to go get it fixed. In the world of spirituality and spiritual jewelry, if the spiritual jewelry pops, that means it's an amazing situation. That time has come and it has passed. Celebrate the breakage. You understand? So what happens, the only reason we feel like the world is crashing in around us is because oftentimes we're trying to hold on to it. The shift is taking place, but we don't want to let it go. The shift is taking place, but we don't want to let it go. The shift is taking place, but we don't want to let it go. I said it 3 times because the shift is taking place and you don't want to let it go. We've allowed for things to change. You've allowed for things to change. And when those things don't change, that is a signal that something has to happen differently. Why? Because doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is the exact definition of insanity. You understand? Not everything that is falling away, not everything that is breaking is bad. So our perception moves us into the next realm of reality. So if our perception of us transforming is always the transform takes place because the world is crashing in around us, then that's going to always continue to be the narrative. You're going to always feel like the world is crashing in around you. However, if you take the stance of the spiritual jewelry, and when this thing is breaking, either A, that time has come. That doesn't necessarily mean you stop wearing spiritual jewelry. That means that that particular piece is done. You understand? Some of y'all got this internet phone, cell phone internet package that's breaking your pockets. You paying $400 a month. That's because you watching, you know what I'm saying, TV from sun up to sundown. It's breaking your pockets and you don't want to let it go. It's trying to tell you, girl, get your ass out the house. Put your mind back on business. It's trying to tell you, bruh, stay off that sports shit and put your mind back on business. But you don't want to let it go. So now the conflict starts creating because it's bleeding into other areas. Now that gym membership, now this, now that, now the car note, now this, now that. Once you've been given the knowledge of an observation for change, and you decide to hold on to it for whatever reason, but it does not have the reason of alignment, you're going to always struggle with it. That's different from a life lesson. A life lesson, you should not keep going through that over and over and over and over and over and over and over. If you got a life partner and you're telling this life partner, look, every full moon is sacred to me. I don't care how many arguments we get in. If by the full moon we can't work that out, or if you can't give me peace on the full moon, blah, 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 blah. And every time the full moon comes, it's a problem. And you keep giving it rhyme and reason to not let it go. Now you're creating more of a problem. Everything that we do, the reason why I say you can't work your way out of the problem you're going through is because that problem is trying to expose something. What you're perceiving to be a problem is trying to expose something. And if you're not willing for those life lessons to truly guide you, to truly teach you, if you're not willing to let go of things that do not serve you, if you're not willing to put guardrails up, if you're not willing to put boundaries up, if you're not willing to love yourself more, if you're not willing to, you understand, learn how to compartmentalize, these are the life lessons no one's teaching. No one's teaching how to compartmentalize. You can love toxic people. You can. The moment you're able to love yourself enough to know what about them is toxic. Well, then how do you do that, Seven? Hey, Shamika, I just wanted to give you a call. Girl, I love you. I want you to have an amazing week. I pray for your strength and your health. I know that business of yours is going to be fucking phenomenal the moment you decide to get off your ass and do it. Until then, ta-ta. I see a lot of people say, oh, I'm cutting this person out. I'm cutting this person out. I'm cutting this. Do you understand that cutting requires action? That requires energy. Why are you trying to utilize all that and all that energy of cutting people out? You can just work on you. And in working on you, that creates a new circumstance. And those who are not supposed to be attracted to that light, to that circumstance, will fall off by the wayside anyway. That problem that you're having with money is really not a problem that you're having with money. The issue that you're having is, one, value. That's number one. Number two, time management. Number three, troubleshooting. The moment you're able to answer problems, you make more money. Gratitude for the message this rising. Young God, I've been feeling mad misaligned as of late. Amber, listen. What I want you to do this morning, I want you to, after this message, right? I want you to share this message, right? We got to share the light. We got to learn how, we share all these other things, right? We got to share the light. Don't be afraid for other people to be better than you. Share that light. But what I want you to do, I do this thing called a morning party. Some of y'all may have heard about this many times. But this is also the reason why repetition is important, because some people might not have got it the first time. I do what's called a morning party, right? Here's what a morning party is. What's a morning party, Seven? I'm glad you asked. A morning party is when I get up in the morning, I put on some music, right? And you should have seen me in the car. You should have seen me in the car. I'm singing, yeah. Ooh, yeah. I'm getting it. Shake your tail feather, you know what I'm saying? Wave your hands, get it. Sing out loud. You gotta let it out. Why? Here it is. Here's why I do that. Why you do that, Seven? Why you act so crazy in morning traffic taking your kids to school? I'm gonna tell you why. Because nothing that happens today can take my joy. Nothing can take my party. You might try to fracture my soul. You might try to fracture my frame. But I already had my party. Why do I have the party? Because I know no matter what circumstance I'm going through, it's already being worked out. So I'm able to celebrate that in consciousness. I don't have to see it right now. That's different from faith. What do you mean the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen? What are you talking about? I've been given the vision. If I see it, that shit is. I wouldn't have been shown it if it wasn't for me. You understand how it works? I'm not sitting here fantasizing on how to shoot up a school. Why? That's not for me. Now, I am sitting here trying to figure out how to build one. Why? That's for me. What's for you is for you. You don't have to worry about those things. And the moment all that time of worry is put towards visualization, manifestation, alignment, harmony, those things move through the earth a lot further than your own actions. Those vibrations, it travels places you can't go. The way that you make people feel about that smile. Like, girl, I know somebody that need that right now. I see her every morning at Dunkin' Donuts, and she opens the door for me. She'll buy my coffee every once in a while. I think that person. You never know where it's going to come from. It's always the unsuspecting. It's always the unsuspecting. Build it here. Build it here. Build it here. And everything else will start to comply, family. I speak from knowledge. I speak from observation. I speak from experience. So peace to man, woman, and child, and all things that walk the earth. As above, so below. May all things be balanced and well alignment. Do I, as I send all of this love and light to each one of you. Share the message. This is Magick Up TV. I am Seven The Alchemist. Have a great day.